Good morning. Boy, they still got a lot of construction to go on up here. I thought they was about through, but I cannot tell. Now, the swimming pool sure does look a lot better. It's not green anymore. It's a pretty blue color. Now, there was a Dalton newspaper article about a month or so back said that the swimming pool may open this summer, but I don't see how that is possible when you can tell this place is closed up tight. Good morning, Melinda M. Damon. How you doing? Great to see you. We're live up here at the old James Brown Recreation Center in Dalton, Georgia. Now, I thought they was about done with the construction over here, but it looks like to me they still got a long way to go to ever being done with this thing. I see some people going over through there. They must be going over there to that indoor soccer practice area. Thank you, Melinda, for that $1 super. Thank you so much. Good morning, Jug. Good morning, Big Boy Georgia. How are you doing this morning? Boy, I tell you, they've got a lot of construction still to do up here. I thought they was about done. Now, I started the live stream up here on this hill because this is where we always would come to when I was a kid to watch the fireworks up here at the old recreation center. And boy, we had some good times up here sitting on this bank watching the fireworks. They would have all kind of activities going on the 4th of July and throughout the summer, but especially on the 4th of July when they would have the fireworks display. Now, somebody had told me they thought they was about done up here, but there's no way. They don't even have a roof on the top of that one yet. This one is still not completed. They're still doing all this here on that building. Looks like the playground is still able to be used, and maybe that old ball field over here, the Cornet ball field. Good morning, Northwoods Media. Great to see you, brother. I just rode up here so we could check it out. They had a newspaper article about a month or so ago. It said that the swimming pool might be opened by this summer, but you can tell there ain't no way they could open that swimming pool when they ain't got nothing else open. They don't have no buildings open. They still got it fenced off. Try to get it where we can get a better look at the swimming pool. That swimming pool sure does look a lot better than it did the last time I was up here and did a live stream. That thing was an ugly green color. It probably had some big old catfish in it till they got it cleaned up. You notice that old red brick? Keeping up with that Freemason look, that old red brick. Now it surprises me there's not nobody up here using these spots up here on the top of the hill. There's usually people having cookouts and picnics. There's 3 different places, one there, over here, 3 different places on the hill that has a shed. Well, they made sure they got enough porta toilets out here for them. They got 1 right there and 2 over here, so they got at least 3, and they may even have one back in behind back there. Boy, it sure is a beautiful day today. I sure am glad to see that sun. It is actually warm out here today. It ain't chilly at all. Really not very much wind blowing around. I seen a bird flying inside there. They gonna have birds nesting inside that biggest building. I seen a bird fly through that little top window there. I could say that'd be a window. Surely they're not gonna have a door up that high, unless they're gonna have steps or something. I'm not really worried about the bike. I got it locked up here, so they won't nobody be able to bother it unless they pick it up and carry it off on their back. So we're gonna walk down here and take a look. Hey, yes, sir, Northwoods. I sure am glad. We sure did get a whole lot of rain here. Boy, I spent every single summer as a kid growing up coming up here to the recreation center. Me and my nephew, Tony, spent about every single day during the summer when school was out up here. It only costed like 25 or 50 cents to swim. Good morning, Miss Jeannie. How you doing? Boy, that's going to be a massive building there, that one, and this and here, the block. I guess they finally tore down all the building that was up here. I wish I had a note. I would have come up here when they was tearing it down. I thought they was going to build around it. I didn't know they was going to tear it down. Danger, construction area, keep out. Every bit of that building, that block is going to have that brick on it before it's over. Good morning, Aussie Nathan. Still got a problem with it. Flooding up here, looks like. Hopefully they'll be able to do something to control that. Rest of that fence is still there. Looks like they got it where I don't think you can see all the way around through there no more. Now, there's nobody here at the park. I mean, it's still open right here, you see, where people could pull in here. See if we can't slide through it here. If I ain't done got too fat. I'm about to throw this cigar butt right here in this garbage can. Good morning, Alan Davis. How you doing, brother? Boy, it looks different up here since they built this building like that. Got a lot of rebar. Well, some of them's real long rebar. It looks like it's about 20 foot. Got 3 scaffold systems. It looks like there's one on the front, and one right here, and one here. Oh, no, there's a 4th one on the other end. They may even be more of it around the back. That's a lot of money for them scaffolds. Now, when I was a kid, you could come up here and play basketball or go swimming, or they had some good swings out here that was for adults that an adult could swing on, but they don't look like they have any of them around here now. It's all ones for just little bitty kids. It's muddy right back in here too still. Yeah, I figured it'd be like that. You can't see back here too good. But it looks like, I guess they're going to brick this whole concrete building, block building, once they get it done. They like that old red brick. They must be putting $50 million into this thing. I wonder who's getting the kickbacks from the construction. How deep them kickbacks go. I'm gonna walk back out here and I don't think you can get out the other side. I'll have to go back out the same way I came in. Good morning, Fred Hinkle. Alan, this is the James Brown Recreation Center. I don't know if we can see a good view of the swimming pool anywhere up by the road, but we're gonna walk up here and look. They're putting a lot of money into this old recreation center. Well, the new recreation center, that is, they tore down everything that was here. They're building a whole new rec center. I thought it was already supposed to be completed, but it looks like to me like they got nearly another year left to build this thing. Unless they got a mighty lot of people building it at one time. I guess we need to come up here during the week when they're actually doing construction, see how many people they got working. Look, there's a big old nail laying out here. I'm gonna throw it in this old construction dumpster. Make sure it don't get out in the road. Nobody don't run over it and get a flat. $904. I don't remember the name of this street right here, but I'll be able to see when I get up here by this sign. But the address here at the old recreation center is 904. There's part of the swimming pool back here. I don't think they changed the swimming pool none. They didn't do anything to it other than clean it up. 904 Civic Drive, that's what it is. Yeah, I loved coming up here to this swimming pool when I was a kid. Now I'd rather go somewhere and swim in the river. Or you can't even get in this daggum thing. Looks like you can go all the way down and go around like them people did. Let's just walk down here and see. That way we can check out all this stuff they've got using the building. Color masonry. Ideal leasing service. They leased this big old trailer for a tractor trailer. I wonder how much the lease costs. What are they using it for? They just leased it and parked it here, paying a high dollar so they can have it parked up here, eating up money, eating up that budget. Styrofoam brand, DuPont. You see people's been eating candy and throwing their empty trash down on the ground. And I don't know how good this internet is up here. Here's multi-use field, they call it a multi-use field, but it looks like it's mostly used for soccer, if you ask me. Boy, that's blurry. Looks like they're having a party over here. I don't know why all of a sudden it's getting so doggone blurry. Get them big old screws sitting here soaking in water, getting rusted. Got 3 buckets of them open. Big old giant washer sitting here getting corroded. Is that how they use our tax money? They've got big old giant screws sitting here, letting them get soaking wet, rusting. Good morning, Lorenzo Herrera. Lorenzo, how you doing? What the world's that? That looks like vinyl or something. Looks like I can't right out here. A lot of that styrofoam, but we'll be able to get up here where I can show you the swimming pool. It looks beautiful now. A long way to get back out, though. You got to go back out the same way you come in. Big old Bobcat, Felker Construction Company, Incorporated. There's a Caterpillar. I can't tell what them little signs, notes, whatever it is on them stacks of bricks, what it says. It might actually tell how much money they cost per stack. Yeah, that swimming pool just looks glorious. That swimming pool sure does look 10,000 times better than it did the last time I was up here. Looks like the only changes is they took down that high dive it used to be out here. It looks pretty clean. I can see something laying on the bottom out there. I don't know why this daggum thing is so blurry. Hello, John C. How you doing, brother? Good morning. I don't understand why this thing gets so blurry when I try to zoom it in down here. But that swimming pool sure does look a whole lot better than it did up here. But it looks like to me it's going to be, could be a year longer before they're done with the construction up here. They really got it fenced off up here now where you got to walk a mile just to try to get over here to look at the swimming pool. These certain areas, it just gets blurry. Don't know why it gets so blurry. I don't reckon there's nothing on the camera. It looks like these people fixing to set up here on the field. Still looks blurry. Looks like to get onto this field, you got to walk all the way over to the other side. Don't even look like there's no entrance down through here. Boy, this is an old church right here. It was here when I was a kid. Good morning, Vicente. Well, you Vic. Good morning, Vic. How you doing, brother? Now, we've been live for a little over 30 minutes. I ain't seen no police ride by. It says it's patrolled. They've got surveillance. Got cameras up here somewhere. Gonna head back up the hill toward my bicycle. It just don't look like there's nothing going on up here today. I knew they wouldn't be doing no construction today, but I didn't know they still had this much left to do. I thought they was a lot closer to completion than they are. I didn't know that they was building such a monstrosity though. Got to make it 2 or 3 times bigger than what was here. Guarantee probably costed 10 to 20 times as much to build this one as it did the other one. This is our old recreation center. There's the swimming pool. We're headed back up here a little higher and you'll be able to see the swimming pool again in a minute. Boy, that hill got steeper. I got older one. Yep, this is our old recreation center. Yeah, I tell you, they throwing a lot of money into this old recreation center. Now that is what this park gets used for mostly right there is soccer. They're even playing soccer back there. I just came back up here to check it out because it has been 10 or 11 months or longer since I've been up here, something like that. And I thought the Dalton Daily Citizen newspaper had an article on the front page about a month or so back. It said that the swimming pool could be open by this summer, but there's no way. They ain't even got no buildings open. They're open. They're not closed off yet. They're not through completed. They're not completed the construction of any of the buildings. So you know they're not going to let people come up here and swim and have to go through a construction site. But if you're ever in this area, boy, this is a good place to come sit up here on the hillside. Now that sun is shining pretty bright and it's pretty hot out there in the sun, but it feels wonderful up here in the shade. Good morning, Johnny Haggerty. Yes, sir. It will be a beautiful place when it ever gets completed. But I tell you, it's costed a mighty lot of money to build it. Look, there's one of my crow buddies just landed up on the top of the building there. There's another one. My crow buddies is starting to fly in. There's a mighty lot of money gets spent on projects like this, on recreation, but there's not enough being spent to help the poor and the homeless. This will just be another place that they'll try to exclude the poor and the homeless from being. They'll say, oh, you can't be up here. Check out this old rock wall they built up through here. Boy, this was a long time ago. This looks like them mountain rocks in creek. Internet won't cut off. Internet won't cut off. Just sit here on the edge of the wall up here. It's going to be hot riding back down the highway. I guess we're going to get ready to go ahead and end the live stream, and I'm going to head on to the south. Don't look like it's going to do no good to come up here to see when it's completed until it actually gets done, and that looks like it's going to be a long time. Now, like I said, we could try to come up here one day during the week when they're actually out here doing construction, so we see how many people is actively building it. If they don't have adequate people building, constructing it, it could take forever. I would like to thank everyone who has came on to the live stream. I pray that you all have a very blessed morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you may be. Take care of yourselves, but please take care of each other. EagleNick. Oh, this. I am EagleNick. Peace and bacon grease. You know what I mean, Vern. And I'm out.